Broadcasting from Salisbury University campus, this is WSDL Ocean City, NPR News Talk 90.7. Putting Delmarva first. Stay tuned for Delmarva Today with your host, Don Rush.
President Trump's words about Haiti has capped immigration decisions that are expected to hit the community hard. Welcome to Delmarva Today. This is Don Rush. President Donald Trump's reported use of a vulgar slur about African countries came during the same discussion about why Haitians should not be allowed to immigrate to this country. And this week, the administration dealt yet another blow to the community, deciding that Haitians will no longer be eligible for the H2A and H2B guest worker program. This comes on top of a decision ending temporary protective status for some 60,000 who came to this country after the earthquake that shook the island nation in 2010. In our studio this morning is Habacuc Petion. He is the general manager of WRBY, as a low-power radio station here in Salisbury, and broadcasts mainly in Creole. And welcome to the program.
Thank you, sir.
So let me first of all ask you, what was your personal reaction when you heard about the president's words? We don't need to necessarily repeat them, but obviously African countries, but also really denigrating Haiti as well, and the Haitians coming to this country. What was your gut reaction?
Well, thank you, Mr. Dunn, for giving me the opportunity to be here today. And I've been advanced or called by several, news outlet to, talk about the event, which I've been doing. And it's really sad and very devastating on our community. You can see a vulgar, I can't really speak, put all the American people in the same basket,
Sure.
though, because I have met a lot of good people and then, a lot of good hearts. So there's something a lot of people may not understand. I always separate the American government and the American people. Even sometimes, now on the Trump era, you see a lot of them. They are the one that promote and elected Trump as the president. But still, a lot of them have good heart and they want to help and everything like that. So we can't do that. But it's really sad. It's really heartbroken to see the leader of the free world, just showing the world who he really is. I'm not saying the whole country,
Right,
but
sure.
who he really is. So that's really sad.
What's been because you obviously keep in touch with the community? What's been the reaction of the community? Have they taken it in stride? Have they been devastated by what kind of reaction do you get within the community itself?
Well, I heard a lot of people complaining about it, and here on the Eastern Shore, we don't do any march or anything like that. But we know in Miami, we know in New York, and several big cities, they they stand up and do some marching, and which is it's tell the president, tell the world that we are human as well. We Not only that, there's something I'm not trying to explain or tell people about the history of this great country, which they already know, but some of it been opt out, some of it been omitted from the history from other people to know. Haiti, which take good part in this great independence of the U.S. We fought and helped the U.S. for its independence. In I believe in 1779, in 1878. So we've been helping in Savannah, Georgia, and Louisiana. Helping the U.S. fought against the British colonial power.
Right.
So we've been trying to do our best to, even though we become the beacon of how you call it, we have the black sheep in the Americas because we've been like freedom fighter, and that's one of the things that's held us down. But I hope this part of the history, everybody should know about it. If it wasn't for Haiti, who housed state the French colonial power out of the America, the U.S. may as well be under French colony, because France at that time was the superpower, fighting against the Napoleon army, kick them out of the Americas, give the U.S. leverage to make the Louisiana purchase. So, I mean, if this would teach in school and everywhere, people will know that we're not just here for a handout, but I mean, at least we deserve something. I'm not asking for something, but at least we deserve some respect. We deserve something because we fight for this country as well.
Well, let me ask you about, because in recent history, because it seems to me that Haiti has been troubled. Certainly politically, we saw the devalue era, and at one point, I think it was a number of representatives during the 1990s under Clinton came in to try to deal with the military that had taken over. That has now since disappeared, of course. And economically, it seems to be troubled as well, having a difficult time. Describe what the situation is like there in Haiti, because that's what the impression that certainly most people have of the country in terms of that turmoil. Describe that for our listeners. Give us some sense about the country there.
I'll be brief on
go
it.
ahead. Yeah.
So Haiti itself, it's still remain the only Caribbean country that's not really under any colonial rule. Fought for its independence since 1804. And then now most of the other islands still colonized, still under British, US, French, you name it. But we are the only one that opt out. And that gave us, it's feel like we being taught a lesson for taking out of the, I don't know if it's a union or something, but for taking your independence, I'll teach you a lesson, because the other ones, I'll show you how I can take care of the other one. I can, protect the other one, but I'm going to make you regret it. Not only that, after we take our independence, France make us pay them reparation that worth about $21 billion after we take our independence. So it was a lot of our history go very far, and then oppression based on this little island country, and then by a lot of big G's. So that's make our country kind of hard. I'm not talking about. I'm not trying to say, okay, our country doesn't have any corruption. Any country in the world have corruption, So based on, we have resources, but not resources. I mean, we have some. I would say raw resources. I would say that instead of say we have that right now. So that one of the thing we have, but we can't exploit them. We can't explore them because we don't have the technology. We don't have the technician that can go and do it. So Haiti is not that bad as it seems to be, but we are a third world country still. We are working hard to make our country a better place. We know the military, if you heard about it or know about it, right. Raul Cedras, who was the general of the army, was paying about $10 million, to make that coup d'etat. So there was a lot of things going on, It's like all the time the country tried to start something good, and then another country come, and then they just destroy it. So it's always like that. And then they will tell you in the world they're promoting democracy, they promote this, they promote that. And then when you try to do it, they are the same one that come and, mess it up. The reason why they still want the country to be in a constant turmoil, constant problem, so they can just go and get our resources without a legit government to make them paying taxes, So I know it is like that. A lot of people know better than I am. So, but this is what I know about my country. My country is very. We are resilient people. We are very under a lot of stress, but we still thrive to survive. And yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. So turning to some of the actions that the administration has taken. One of them is to end the protective status, since it was actually provided after the 2010 earthquake. And I assume that a lot of folks who came here from Haiti have now, obviously, over the last few years, have certainly put down roots since 2010. What kind of impact is that going to have on the community going forward? Obviously, there's some delays. It's not going to happen right away, but nonetheless, it sounds like we may have a number of Haitians who have to go back. I mean, I think we have something like 15,000 Haitians, I think it is, and on the Delmarva Peninsula. Yeah. Obviously, not all from the protective status. 60,000 total. What's the impact going to be? And I mean, how do you see the Haitians trying to deal with that particular action?
Well, Mr. Dunn, I can't really tell how the scale of problem that gonna cause on the Eastern Shore. Let's say not only from the Haitian families, but from the local poultry industry as well. So a lot of Haitian being, doing the dirty jobs, being chicken catchers, being, doing that kind of job, because you used to be once was a lot of Spanish, but when a Haitian come, it's like most of them, doing that kind of dirty job, which a lot of people won't do. Now, there are several companies that are worried about what's going on, because they don't want that to happen. So I don't know what they're doing. Some of them been trying, but it's not solved anything. So for the families, I know it's gonna be hard on them, because they have, I think this month it will be the end of the TPS.
Right.
So they're gonna have 18 months sitting down doing nothing. A lot of company gonna send them home because they're gonna be illegal, and then they won't be able to get any government assistance, anything. So it's gonna be a mess. So for our community to try to help each out, I know they will survive, because we've been through worse than that. So, but still, it's not gonna be easy for them to go through it. And then some of them, they still have family in Haiti. They have a house to pay. They have food to eat. There's so many things to do, and in which they're not gonna have any financial means to do it. So it's gonna be hard on them.
So I'm assuming that you've talked to some of the folks who are under protective status. What do they say? I mean, what is their feeling? Are they optimistic that something's going to happen for them, or are they closing up shop? And what do they do, particularly if they have children here? Obviously, the children become instant U.S. citizens. Do you have these sort of bifurcated families where you got, say, Haitians who came here and under protective status, but then they have children who are U.S. citizens, and you have those kind of divisions? What's going on here?
Well,
it's complicated.
It's complicated in a sense. I mean, if you have your children, would they deport you with your children, with a U.S. citizen child, or how are they gonna do that? I know there are provision in the law that would allow a parent with a U.S. Kids, but when I see that scenario that happened the other day, the Mexican guy, and then they just sent after 30 years, and then he married to a U.S. citizen. He has children here in the country. They still deport him. So that's been, no one is immune from deportation, and then it's to worry a lot of people. So based on what's going on right now, it's like there is no respect for the. I don't know if there was a law that would stop that, because based on a local lawyer we spoke with, and there's a provision on the law after 10 years, and then if you have a child here, and then there are provision in the law that can help you, legalize yourself. But based on what I saw the other day, it's worrisome.
And so, as families that you know, what are they doing? Are they just? I mean, they seen attorneys? Are they thinking about they're going to have to pack up? I mean, what kinds of activities and any individual that you might tell us about?
What we do personally, we have a talk show in Creole, and then we invite a lawyer to our every once a month, and then to educate the community, to advise them in what to go about the situation, and then a lot of them, start to seek help from that lawyer and elsewhere too. But we have another coalition of Haitian coalition on the Eastern Shore, and which I'm a part of, and then we've been trying to organize to see how we can help people with TPS, bring people from other places to come down here, do some conference about, what to do with the TPS situation. So we're trying to do what we can to help with our community.
So if a number of these people go back to Haiti, is Haiti equipped to take them back?
Well, Mr. Dunn, I doubt it. It's Haiti after the earthquake has not been recovered yet. And then you know better than I am, I heard a lot, from the money that was, supposed to allocated to the recovery of Haiti. Okay, it's went in limbo, and it was not recovered yet. And then that you have the Matthew hurricane that happened in Haiti that devastated about a third of the island. It's making matter worse. So Haiti, it's not recovered in any way to actually welcome all these people. But if we don't have any choice, we don't have any choice. But it's not yet ready for that massive.
So what is your reaction then to? I've found a statement of the Homeland Security folks who said, quote, significant steps have been taken to improve the stability and quality of life for Haitian citizens, and Haiti is able to safely receive traditional levels of returned citizens. Haiti has also demonstrated commitment to adequately prepare for when the country's TPS designation is terminated. Is that a valid statement, given what you know about what's going on?
I mean, the truth come out, and then when you know it, when you know the truth, it shall set you free. And then the truth has come out. It's not really a matter of investigation in Haiti to find out the thing or resolve, or we have the infrastructure ready to, welcome Haiti, the Haitian in Haiti. But it's more about I would say bigotry. It's more about prejudice. It's more about other stuff than being, something actually concrete, legit, to send the Haitian back to Haiti. And based on Mr. Trump word, that tells you something is going on, but they will always give you something else. They will always sell you something else, to actually represent to the American people. I always say that a lot of Americans need to inform themselves, to do a lot of research themselves. If you let the government feeding you, it's going to feed you a lot of trash. But when you do your own research, you find out the truth, and then you will understand the world. And then a lot of decisions that the government gonna take, you're gonna stand up. You'll say, no, that's not the right way to do it. But if we don't do anything, we don't say anything, it's like I learned here in this country not to let people bully other people, and then you being a bystander. And then when that happens, you're as guilty as the bully. So it's the same way. I see a lot of leaders, they don't say a thing about what Mr. Trump said. I mean, you don't say anything. You're just complicit of what he's saying. So I think America is losing a lot of credibility around the world when our leaders don't say anything about what's going on right here in the country.
I take it you don't buy the assessment by the Homeland Security.
No, I don't. Not at all. Yeah. Not at all.
Let me ask you the other thing is that apparently the Trump administration is going to end the guest worker program, the H2A and H2B. These are basically temporary seasonal visas. They work obviously in the hotels and farming and other businesses. And the reasons why the administration gives, is one, extremely high rates of refusal, high levels of fraud and abuse, and high levels of people overstaying their H2 visas. That's the rationale for deciding to end that program for Haitians. What's your reaction to A, the ending of that program, but for the Haitians would be the rationale that they have used?
I'll tell you two things. To be brief, the Haitian come here, a lot of them, they may not have the level of education that a lot of people have here. But at the same time, they do the dirtiest job that a lot of Americans won't do. I mean, the poorest American won't do, but they come here to do it. And then they help in any way that they can. They pick up watermelons. Sometimes they come from Florida to do it. They come down here, they pick up peppers. They pick up a lot of things. The Haitian and the Spanish, they do that a lot. They help with the economy. So otherwise, you will need a robot machine sometime to pick up all these products. So based on the other, I kind of lose the line.
But the
Okay.
wastewater program, yeah.
Yeah, based on that.
I mean, they're basically saying there's fraud, there's abuse, they're overstaying it. We just got to cut it out.
I mean, abuse it. Sometimes they do it. I'm being blunt about it. Sometimes they do it because they realize, how Haiti is right now. It's not. Some of them do it, but not all of them do it. And then having it doesn't mean. Okay, if you break the law, in a sense, it's breaking the law. It's you become a criminal. If you break the law anyhow, you become a criminal. But they probably give you a different name, a different category, put you in a different category, but you're still breaking the law. So I feel like Haitian come here, and then there is no perfect society. There's no perfect ethnicity. There's no perfect race. So therefore, if based on the survey, you'll see the white supremacists. They are the one that's causing a lot of problem in this country. Like terrorist scale type. Problem in this country, but people don't really talk about it. They don't want to talk about it. It's just so touchy subject to talk about, but they will pick out of maybe 10,000, 20,000, 1 or 2 person that done something. They just take that and use it against the whole population. So I mean, the whole group of these people. I mean, it's not fair. It's not right. And then that's the rationale behind it. It's not really. You have a lot of Haitian that doing this, that doing that. It's not fair for me.
Because I should note, by the way, that the vetting, by the way, for these actually come under the UN's International Organization for Migration and the U.S. Charity Project to Protect People. That's who vets this. But I was curious about what that means in terms of the amount of money that they send home. Because I know that people who come here, whether it's legally, whether it's illegal immigrants, particularly the first generation, they're sending a lot of money back to their home countries. How important is that, particularly the seasonal program, how important is that to the folks back in Haiti?
It is very important, especially nowadays. A lot of people right now still living on the tent in Haiti after the earthquake. But it was supposed to be recovered after the world community offer about $10 to $11 billion to recover, and then you don't see where that money. Some already allocated to Haiti, but most of them didn't even touch which Haiti. So a lot of them still in Chambo now in Haiti, still don't have a place to live, still needs some type of job, something to survive on. So maybe in that instance, you can say Haiti's still in a place. Maybe that's why they call it asshole. Maybe that's why they call it that. But I mean, still we have a lot of way to go. That's why I know a lot of people here that try to help send something to their family because a lot of people still need help.
Now, I know that, by the way, there's a bill, I guess it's by the Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen, to try to create some kind of pathway to citizenship for those who are at risk or who might be losing, particularly the protected status. Are you hopeful that there might be any kind of legislative relief so that these folks, particularly in the temporary protected status, won't necessarily have to leave?
Well, I'm hopeful, and maybe that was one of the reasons why the Mr. Trump was kind of did not happy about the bill that was handing to him,
Right.
because that probably part of it, and some legislator would like to see something like that happen, but he was not happy about it. So hopefully, I hope something like that happen and find a common ground, and help our fellow Haitian to actually stay in this country, because they a lot of them, they have children here. They already, some of them buy houses, and they have cars and a lot of things. They already invest in this country, and then you're gonna send them to Haiti. So it's just not fair. It's just you send them across the desert, and then you just send them back again. It's just not right. You're playing ping pong with people's life.
How difficult would it be, if somebody's been here, particularly since, say, 2010, 2011, how difficult is it for them to readjust to Haiti, and particularly if they have children here who this is like the only thing they know, right? I'm assuming that a lot of them might be bilingual. That's not always the case.
Yes.
Right? So how difficult would it be for somebody to then relocate back to Haiti who came here, and for their children who may have predominantly, certainly an English language emphasis as opposed to, say, Creole or French, for that matter?
So I know it's gonna be hard, especially the language. When they get there, they have to be taught to speak the language as well,
Right.
and then there are other aspect of it. And when they get to Haiti, thing won't be as easy as when they were here. When they need something, they just go in the fridge and get it, and they need whatever, they just easily get it. It's not gonna be like that in Haiti. So we know American government, or the country, always care about its citizen. So it's like you're sending your citizen in the harm's way. So it's not gonna be actually a good experience for that kids. Sometimes they can be traumatized. Being there, you don't know what's going on, what's gonna happen. So I can tell you, being here in any way, it's safer than being in Haiti right now.
Is it a dangerous country?
I'm not saying it's dangerous. Usually a lot of people, especially or the G's country, when they wanna, portray a picture of a country, they will always, oftentimes, go to the messy place, and then they just take the picture, the video, and then put it in the world media for people to see. But the good part of the country, they never go there to they actually, sometimes they have house there, they have vacation house there, and then they have a lot of things. They bought land there, but they're not gonna show that. But they will show the worst part of the country. So that's what I can say. So it's not a dangerous country. So I can say Salisbury. If you go to West Side, people can see West Side is a dangerous part of the Salisbury. If you go to Church Street, they'll tell you Church Street is the worst street in Salisbury, or Delaware Avenue is the worst street in Salisbury. So that doesn't make Salisbury bad. That doesn't make Salisbury. But some people, they will come here and then go to the Church Street. They will go to the west side of Salisbury, and then they show it to the world. They'll say, "Well, is that Salisbury, Maryland?" They will be surprised. So how beautiful Salisbury is.
What's by the way, what's Port-au-Prince like with these days?
Port-au-Prince, Port-au-Prince, except you have a lot of debris. You still have you still have a lot of recovering, but slowly but surely, they start reconstructing, some government building and thing like that. But it is still Port-au-Prince, and still not recovered from the earthquake.
One final thing, because one of the things that strikes me is particularly we're talking about devastation, whether it's from earthquakes or obviously the hurricane. The recent, of course, hurricane that hit Puerto Rico, which is a U.S. Commonwealth. It has lots of resources, probably more than Haiti in terms because it is a U.S. Commonwealth. And yet, we know that the recovery, particularly from this latest one, has been slow, if not excruciating. Does that symbolize that effort, the difficulty of trying to recover? Does that symbolize the difficulty that you have when you have particularly islands and island nations and trying to recover from particularly a hurricane that just kind of blows through and everything's gone? I mean, I talked to one guy who said he was holding onto his door in Puerto Rico trying to make sure that his house didn't go down. I mean,
if Puerto Rico is like that, notwithstanding Haiti, Puerto Rico is just a part of the U.S.
It's
territory.
Yeah.
And the infrastructure of the Puerto Rico, I would say they are in a better shape than the one in Haiti.
Right.
And you have, if the U.S. government wanted to do it, if it was an invasion, they will just do it in a split second. But to do the recovering for Puerto Rico, and then they just taking forever. And then you can see the same from the rhetoric Mr. Trump say, and then the brown people and the black people, and then still you can see something. If you analyze what he said based on the slow recovery of Puerto Rico, you can see this same resentment to, even your own territory to help recover from that devastation. Is still now a mess. So which they could have done. So
we've been speaking with Habacuc Petion. He is the general manager of WRBY. This is a low-power radio station here in Salisbury, broadcast mainly in Creole. Appreciate you stopping by and chatting with us.
Thank you, Mr. Don. It was a pleasure being here.
This has been Delmarva Today. I'm Don Rush. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for watching Delmarva Today, a production of Delmarva Public Radio. Production and audio engineering by Chris Rank. Hosted by Don Rush. For podcasts, visit delmarvapublicradio.net or subscribe to the Delmarva Today podcast on iTunes. Delmarva Today can now be seen on Pack 14.